Foundation Cornerstone, Chapter 2, Bearing Godly Fruits. Let's talk about faith. Faith is what the Christian personally requires to be active in their lives, to maintain their walk with God. A healthy soul has a testimony of faith. Let's look to the definition of faith as used in Hebrews chapter 11 and verse number 1. Greek lexicon number 4102. Faith, that persuasion, the moral conviction. It is especially reliance upon Christ for salvation. It is that assurance. It is fidelity between a believer and God. The definition of faithful as used in 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse number 13. Greek lexicon number 4103. Faithful is trustworthy, trustful. It is a sure and true. Faith as a fruit of the Spirit may be understood as having a personal loyalty or fidelity towards God, especially during trials and temptations. It is a conviction based on experience that one will be as true to God as He is to them in their trials. God was faithful before, He will be faithful again, and faithful always. Let's turn to Hebrews chapter 11. Hebrews chapter 11 and verses 1 through 2. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtain a good report. 1 Corinthians chapter 10. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse number 13. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. Let's look in Hebrews chapter 10. Hebrews chapter 10 verses 22 through 23. Let us draw near with a true heart in full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for He is faithful that promised. Let's look in 2 Timothy chapter 2. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verses 1 through 6. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Christ Jesus. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. And if a man also strive for masteries, yet he is not crowned except he strive lawfully. The husbandman that laboureth must be first partakers of the fruits. Having this faithful relationship with God first, a person may be the example of continual faith within the faithfulness of God. Let's turn to the 3rd John. 3 John verses 4 through 6, or as 3 John chapter 1 verse 4 through 6. I have no greater joy than to hear that my children walk in the truth. Beloved, thou doest faithfully whatsoever thou doest to the brethren and to strangers, which have borne witness of thy charity before the church, whom if thou bring forward on their journey after a godly sort, thou shalt do well. 1 Corinthians chapter 4. 1 Corinthians chapter 4 verses 1 and 2. Let a man so account of us as the ministers of Christ, and stewards of the mysteries of God. Moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. A healthy soul has a proven testimony of faith.